Islam, the world's second largest religion in terms of adherents. Islam preaches faith, charity, and community. Followers turn to the Quran, the holy text, for guidance and practice the 5 pillars of Islam to stay devout. But just like other revealed religions of the world, there exists in the texts beings and entities of unspeakable horror, capable of unspeakable deeds. So I have combed through the texts, scrolls, shrines, and ancient libraries to uncover the 5 scariest entities connected to Islam. Please note, this video is purely for entertainment. This channel in no way intends to promote Islam, nor does it intend to mock it. Every effort was taken to ensure that nothing in this video is haram. Everything in this video comes from researched scholarly texts and works. It's purely for the love of all things horror. Speaking of, if you love horror and true crime, please think about subscribing to the channel. We offer the best in both, and your support would mean more than you know. The Jinn. Mentioned throughout the Quran, jinn are said to have been created by Allah before the creation of humans. They were born from smokeless flame or scorching fire. The jinn are said to possess free will, and just like man, they can be believers or unbelievers. They live in a parallel world next to our own. It is written that there is a hierarchy and classes of jinn. Each possess different abilities and personalities. While the jinn usually stay away from humans, sometimes they do cross into our world, and when they do it, is usually with ill intent. The idea of the jinn has, over the years, been used in literary and other creative works. Sometimes jinn are likened to the Christian idea of demons. This isn't exactly correct, as jinn are not inherently evil and can be in the grace of Allah. It is written in the Quran that just like humans, jinn will have to answer to Allah for their actions on the Day of Judgment. Iblis. Iblis is the leader of all renegade jinn. Unlike angels, jinn were created with the tenet of free will, and Iblis, being a jinn, used his to refuse to prostrate before Adam and accept mankind as Allah's greatest and most honorable creation. For this reason, Iblis and his followers were expelled from divine grace forevermore. He is seen as Islam as the personification of evil, disobedience, and strife. He is the ultimate enemy of humankind and is dedicated to whispering evil suggestions and leading humans astray from God. Many scholars liken Iblis to the Christian idea of the devil. However, unlike the Christian devil, there will not be a great battle between Iblis and Allah, nor will he ever repent or seek forgiveness or judgment. It is written that Iblis's arrogance is unsurpassed, and he will live for eternity outside of divine grace. The Ghoul. The ghoul or ghoul is often cited as the most feared of all jinn. This particular class of jinn is a shapeshifter and usually takes the shape of a beautiful woman. The ghoul are said to live in the deserts, graveyards, and abandoned buildings. They lure travelers off the road, usually enticing them with beauty. Once a human is within the grasp of a ghoul, they will drop the facade and reveal their true horrifying form. The ghoul are said to be cannibalistic beings. They feed on the flesh of humans. In some texts, it is written that if the ghoul cannot tempt any wayward travelers, they will turn to robbing graves in order to feed on the corpse. It is written in some of the hadith Islamic religious texts, that the ghoul are the offspring of Iblis. Not all jinn are regarded as evil, but the ghoul collectively are. The fear of the ghoul has been well documented in Arabic and Middle Eastern countries for millennia. Even to this day, many people will not venture into places where the ghoul may live. If travel to these places is required, people will travel in groups or with protection, such as amulets or prayer. Qareen. The Qareen are rooted in the Quran. It is written that every human is assigned a Qareen who walks with them from birth until death. The Qareen is described as a personal jinn, and everyone has one. They are created by Allah and are meant as a divine test. A test of one's morality and devotion to Islam. The entire purpose of the Qareen is to whisper tempting, evil, and sinful thoughts in your ear, to try and divert from the path of righteousness. They are said to be a spiritual copy of you. They are for all intents and purposes an evil version of yourself. So know everything about you, your strengths, weaknesses, fears, and desires, and will make use of all of them to tear you away from God. It is written that study of the Quran and remembrance of Allah will weaken the Qareen, but they will never fully leave you, and they only die when you die. Marid. The Marid is one of the most powerful and arrogant class of jinn. It is said that Marid live in areas of vast spaces and are often associated with water. They are usually depicted as incredibly strong. They are sometimes even seen as commanding other jinn due to their immense power and strength. The Marid are also able to manipulate incredibly powerful witchcraft and magic. Some texts write that they can use these powers to grant wishes to humans that seek them out. It is more than likely that the Marid was the influence for the genie in the tale of Aladdin and other literary works. Unlike the genie of the lamp, however, any wish granted by the Marid usually does not end well for the recipient. The Marid are considered to be incredibly rebellious in nature, so much so that it is often believed that they are one of the most favored class of jinn to Iblis, who often calls upon their strength and magic to aid his evil and nefarious efforts. So, maybe that's the part people don't always confront. Islam, like many religions, speaks of mercy, guidance, and ultimate salvation, a path toward light. But belief in that light also means acknowledging the existence of its opposite, because within its sacred texts and traditions are not just promises of paradise, but warnings of judgment, unseen beings, and consequences that stretch far beyond this world. Stories of jinn that exist alongside us, of trials that test the soul, of a final reckoning where nothing is hidden. It's a reminder that faith isn't only about comfort, it's also about facing the unknown. And sometimes, the most unsettling part isn't what's out there in the dark, but what's already written, waiting to be understood.